please welcome the winner of Best Supporting Actress from I, Tonya, the great Allison Janney. Keep it going for the love. Congratulations.
Good, thank you so much. This one,
yeah, making him walk a little bit more, which must feel like torture.
It does a little bit. I don't know why I'm 6 feet tall, why I have to wear 3-inch heels, but there you go.
It's just one of those things. And congratulations.
Thank you so much.
That's a tough opening question. How does it feel?
It felt more overwhelming than I imagined it would feel. It was, I got hit with a wave of emotion and joy and pride, and it was extraordinary. And then having Kate and William right there in the front row, I just was looking at I couldn't even, I didn't know whether I should pay. I wanted to say hello to them, and I thought, no, you're going to call them by you're going to say something wrong. You don't say Kate and William, you say whatever. So I just decided to just look at them and smile.
And just stare.
Yeah, just stare.
Excellent. Did the speech go out of your head?
Yeah, I didn't write anything down. I kind of thought I had some things. I didn't expect to say I could simply murder a glass of water right now, but I had no moisture in my mouth whatsoever, and I just thought, I don't even know if I could, because it's hard to talk without moisture in your mouth, so that was a little infuriating. But and then I just got to it, and I thought of my connection to London with when I got a fellowship from the Neighborhood Playhouse, which is the longer version of the story, where and I got to come study here when I was first starting out as an actor, and I just fell in love with London and the theater here. So it was a really important time in my life, but I do tend to exaggerate and say, yes, I went to the Royal Academy of Dramatic Art, and the real story is no, not really.
But wrong with that.
Yeah.
And I spoke to the writer of this film, Stephen Rogers, who said that he wrote this for you.
Yes, he did.
That's a lot of pressure, isn't it?
Not really, because Stephen and I are such good friends. We went to the Neighborhood Playhouse together in New York back in the 80s, and he has always been a champion of mine, of my acting, and believed in me, but when I didn't believe in myself, he was always my go-to person. When I was having trouble working on a role, he'd give me help and advice, and I don't know why I was never cast in the other roles he wrote for me, but it doesn't make any difference. It doesn't make any difference now, because this was the one that I was meant to play, and it's pretty exciting.
Fantastic. Yeah. Let's take some questions now. Yes, please.
Congratulations on your win tonight.
Thank you.
And it was obviously very exciting getting it in front of Kate and William. But as someone who's spoken about Me Too and Time's Up, what do you think about Kate wearing green tonight and not wearing black like all the other female attendees?
I would never judge anyone's choice of what they're, she looked absolutely beautiful, and I'm so happy for them that she's pregnant again, and I think she's an extraordinary woman, and she can wear whatever she wants to wear.
Yes, please, right here in the front row. Thank you.
Alison, you're one of those actresses who's equally comfortable doing a great TV role as a film role. What makes you so versatile?
That's an interesting question. How do I answer? I don't know. I guess I always think of every role as neither comedy or drama. It's all. I just look for the truth in the imaginary circumstances, and I try to. I love the messier the roles, the better. People often ask me, do you prefer to do comedy or, drama? And I like it when it's messy, like Aaron Sorkin, West Wing. I thought that was a comedy and a drama, and it was poignant and it was funny. It was everything. I think Mom, the TV show I do, is poignant and wonderful and deals with real issues that affect people in very real ways. And I love how we tackle those. I love doing this crazy part that Stephen wrote for me, and finding her humanity and knowing that this woman, she's awful, but she was a little girl at one point and something awful had to have happened to her. So I try to just find the humanity in roles, and maybe that's what people look for when they cast me. They know that I will ground a role in some kind of truth.
Yes, please, here in the front row as well. Thank you. Then we'll move back to the second row.
You have such a great body of work. I was wondering if you have any projects that you have particularly fond memories of.
Well, West Wing, of course, that was an extraordinary moment for me, and I'm happy that Aaron Sorkin's here tonight, being recognized for his work. That really was a big game changer for me in terms of people knowing who I was, and but everything that happened to me started from the theater, every single thing. West Wing I got from doing a play in New York called Fat Men in Skirts by this playwright Nikki Silver. And Mike Nichols saw me in that and cast me in primary colors, and Aaron saw me in primary colors and put me in West. I can trace everything back to something I did in the theater. It's true, and I'm extraordinarily proud that I started in the theater, because I think all actors who start there they're always great, and they get good habits working in the theater, and they're the best kind of actors. So,
fantastic. Yes, please. You're in the second row.
Hi, I just wanted to say personally thank you for the West Wing and CJ.
Thank
you so much.
You must get that a lot.
I do. I'm proud to take credit for it. It's Aaron.
Every Best Supporting Actress nominee tonight is over the age of 45.
Love that.
Yeah.
That's extraordinary. I didn't even put that together. I wish I had thought to say something about that, but oh well.
My question was, do you think there has been a shift in Hollywood towards there being more roles for older women?
I do, and as someone whose career didn't start until I was 38, I've been happy and fortunate to get cast in roles, and I think now more than ever there are more roles for women and more female producers with people like Reese Witherspoon doing Big Little Lies and all those extraordinarily talented women who are coming to television to want to because there's not better opportunity for more complex and interesting roles. People like Margot, I'm so excited about her becoming a really important producer, because she knew, she's so young, and yet she knew that she wasn't getting the kinds of roles she wanted to in film, and so she decided to start her own production company and look for female-driven content. So people like Margot are going to change the landscape of the film world, and I think they're going to be a lot more. I think it's only going to get better and better. Yeah.
Yes, please.
Hey, Allison.
Hi.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I just wanted to ask, yourself and Margot have been getting unanimous praise for the roles in I, Tonya. When you were filming it, did you realise you were onto something special?
I just thought it was extraordinary that I was finally doing a Stephen Rogers movie. I honestly did not think beyond that. I knew the script was great. I was a figure skater myself growing up, and Stephen called me the minute he decided he was going to go, interview Tonya Harding up in Oregon, in Portland, and he wanted to share that bit of information with me, and so we were in close contact while he was writing this script, and he didn't know that I was going to have a part in this movie until he started interviewing both Tonya and Jeff, and realized that this figure of Lavona was looming large in their story. What was your question?
Did you realise that you were onto something special?
So I was like, where am I going? I was like following. And then I read his script, and I loved the way he was telling the story through all these different characters' points of view. And I thought the script was fantastic, and I loved it. And I thought, this is either going to go like gangbusters, or it's not going to work, and it's all going to depend on the director and the tone that's set. And it's a very specific tone, and I think, thank God he picked Craig Gillespie, because he nailed it. He knew how to tell the story, and with the right tone, because it's tricky. He just lets the audience decide what to think, and doesn't tell them how to feel about it, how to feel about the abuse, how to feel about Tonya's. I just love the way they told it brilliantly, and so I didn't know it was going to be like this, and I'm incredibly grateful and surprised. How's that for an answer?
That's great.
Very done. Good. Last question from this lady at the back. Thank you. Just pass it back there. Thanks.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Just want to say, Australian media, working alongside Margot both as an actress and a producer, how did she help you nail the role?
She helped me nail the role by being there as my scene partner when she had to be, and giving her all and jumping in as fiercely and ferociously as she had to do all of our, the fight scenes, the knife scene, the abuse scenes that we had. I couldn't have done that with someone who was tentative or was unsure about she was so physically game. And on that role, it was a real. She just set the bar for all of us, and it was great to work with her and to see her mind. She is an extraordinary woman, because she has such a great mind for business, and loves the art of the deal. Loved trying to sell this film in Toronto. I was like, are you kidding me? I would rather eat a bowl of glass than have to go, negotiate something with lawyers and people. No, and she can do that, and then she can go do that scene like the one where she's putting on her makeup. That was totally improv, and they caught it like she didn't even know she was going to do that. That was one take. Wow. So she's got that head for business, an incredible heart and soul of an actor, and she kind of gives me the chills.
And on that note, a good note which to end. Please give it up once again. Allison Janney, everybody.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey You Guys, huh?
Hey You Guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yeah.
Nice.
Hey